We spent a lot of time in the Seattle Underground for this series.
When we used to bring the tourists down in here, we used to talk about the little girl that had been seen.
As a peace offering of sorts, Mark Simpson with Spooked in Seattle and his crew set up a child-sized chair. They even put a little doll in the chair.
Came back, and the chair had actually moved.
Oh, this gets better. Recently, the chair moved again.
And the doll was actually sitting on the floor next to the chair, and one of the arms was wrapped around the leg. That was really creepy.
Turns out this is one of the most haunted places in Pioneer Square, and the team offers their proof. Turn up the volume. What you're about to hear are actual recordings of the unexplainable. Listen closely for the name Edward.
Can you tell us your name?
And then there's this unexplainable voice, complete with southern accent, asking them to turn on the fan.
We were just getting somewhere, too.
Turn on that fan.
Back at the historic Pike Place Market, we discovered a pattern in the ghostly tales.
There are children throughout this market.
Mercedes Yeager got more confirmation from a psychic back in 2007.
She said, "What is it with the children?" And I said, "What?" She goes, "There's 5 of them. They're all standing around me and they're talking about being sick."
But why kids and why are they sick?
Most of them died during the pandemics of 1918.
And many of these kids were cremated just a block up the hill. Today it's Kells. 100 years ago, it was the Butterworth Mortuary. Hearing that name reminds me of a story from a few years back about the front of the old mortuary that faces First Avenue. This part of the building is empty, has been for some time. Walking underneath its stone arches, we look up.
And it wasn't moving when we got up there.
There's a sign in the window. It begins swaying to the left, then to the right. I turn on my video camera.
Now this has not been happening since last year about this time.
This is a very active building.
Is it a draft? Maybe a heat vent? Listen for my nervous laugh.
That is a sign. That's
The sign suddenly stops moving. That's when I'm told there's no vent, no heater, and that in this part of the building, there's no power.
We've had skeptics come in these doors and walk out believers.
Happy Halloween. Brian Calvert, KOMO News Radio.